From Churchland High School in Portsmouth, WHCS Cable Channel 46 presents the Eastern Regional Championship Girls Basketball. The Hampton Crabbers taking on the Deep Creek Hornets. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Churchland High School for this contest between the 23-2 Hampton Crabbers and the identical 23-2 Deep Creek Hornets. Right now, let's go courtside as Bob is with head coach Otis Etheridge of the Deep Creek Hornets.
Well, Coach, first of all, congratulations on making it to the finals in the Eastern Regional, which means regardless of what happens, you get to go to state. Tell me a little bit about your team, Coach.
Well, this is a very special season for us this year. Defensively, the kids stepped up, and we were here last year, and we had a vision that if we can take one step forward from last year, we will be back here next year, and we are back here this year.
Well, I know that you beat Hampton in a preseason tournament, Christmas tournament, basically. So it's tough to beat a team twice, but both of you have to be different than you were during Christmas.
Of course, we were at the Norcom Classic, and both of us was like number one in both. They were number one in the Peninsula. We were number one in the Southeastern District. But I think as the season went on, both teams really matured and stepped it up a whole lot offensively and defensively.
Well, listen, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Coach Etheridge of Deep Creek with a great season of 23-2. Apologize, you might have had some unclear audio at the very beginning of that, but it sounded like Bob and the guys got it all squared away. This game tonight is brought to you in part by Zooms with 6 convenient Peninsula locations, and in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where the manager is Nancy Staten. All right, let's go back to the courtside again. Bob this time has head coach David Six of the Lady Crabbers.
Well, first of all, congratulations, and I feel like a pauper standing next to you. You look so good, but your team has really come along, and you got to be real proud of them.
Oh, definitely. We have so many young players, 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 6 new players, including Toya Johnson. This is quite unexpected.
Well, now, you ran into Deep Creek in a Christmas tournament.
Right. We didn't play well that night. It was at the beginning of the season. Johnson was still getting her feet wet. Artist starts now, and she wasn't starting, and she didn't play much in that game. So I look for a different game.
Well, I'm sure you do, and you always coach. And I see you over at the beginning. You got your pad out, and you're showing the girls some things already.
Yeah, I'm always coaching.
There you go. Good luck tonight, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot.
Let's go back over to Tim.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, head coach David Six. A tremendously successful season for the Lady Crabbers. 23 victories, just 2 in the loss column, and take on the Deep Creek Hornets, who will bring to the table that same record, 23-2. We are about a minute away from the introduction of the starting lineups. I will take this moment to tell you how these teams got to the finals. The Lady Crabbers, paced by Alicia Morris, defeated Oscar Smith 51-36 in the semifinals, and the Deep Creek Hornets defeated Woodside of the Peninsula by the slimmest of margins, 41-40, to earn their berth. Now, both of these teams will advance to the state quarterfinals. So then you ask yourself, okay, what's on? Whoa.
Can you hear me right?
Oh, I can hear much too well, actually. There we go. That's a little better.
Better?
No, up a little bit.
Oh. Yeah, we
okay. What I started to say was both of these teams will advance to the quarterfinals. The big, if you will, besides winning the regional championship trophy, is the winner of this game tonight will host here next Saturday night at 6 o'clock. And the loser in tonight's contest will travel to Richmond to play at the Vines Center next Saturday night at 6 as well.
Well, and also, Tim, not only do you got a home court advantage, so to speak, but you're in a better bracket if you win. And that's also something you need to look for, is who you're going to play in which bracket.
All right, we are set for the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. And as usual here at Churchland, we are being assisted by Bill Nettles, who will do his usual yeoman's job.
Oh, he'll do it, yeah.
Crowd still filing in here, and of course this game, the first of two tonight. The second game will pit the boys in their finals, and of course those of you familiar with Peninsula realize that Bethel, the Peninsula District champion, was defeated and it has been eliminated from additional state play. Right now we invite you to join us for the playing of our national anthem. Just about ready for the introduction of tonight's starting lineups.
We can tell you tonight only 2 of these 36 teams remain in competition, and we would like to say they will move on to
Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Hampton Crabbers tonight. That player receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Engraving Inc. They're located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. Dave Buckwalter is the owner. The shirt comes from the Islander Sporting Goods located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment and uniform, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb at 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
introduce all of the players involved in these 2 teams. First of all, when we started.
Okay, so, and there's a slight change. I mentioned we were going to have the starting lineups announced, but in fact we are going to have the entire squads announced for tonight. So I will tell you, Deep Creek is being introduced first, and they are introducing number 10, Jessica Ely. Number, well, I've got a 12, but they didn't have a 12 here, Bob. So
14, I guess.
Okay, you got 14.
Because they're not doing the starters.
No, I see. I'm going down my incomplete list, and I do not have.
Oh, you don't have who's starting. Okay.
No, they don't have a 12. And you have one as a starter. That's my confusion.
She's not over there on the bench? They can do the starters last.
Is that what they're going to do? Cool.
That's number 30.
That is the starter, Brandy Kofer.
And over the 5'11" senior for the Lady Hornets, number 20, Angela Perry.
Angela Perry, number 20, another starter for the Hornets.
And center, 6'1" senior for the Lady Hornets, number 55, Ashley Johnson.
55, Ashley Johnson. This is a big Deep Creek team.
Yeah.
For the Deep Creek Lady Hornets, number 23, Dawn Newsom.
And the final starter to be announced is Dawn Newsom, number 23. I'm sorry, one more to go. Cynthia Jordan. I want to leave her out for some reason. There she is. Now we got them all.
There we got them.
She was hiding at the end of the bench.
She was.
trying to get away from me. There you see the lineup for the Deep Creek Hornets. And I mentioned their record identical to that of Hampton at 23-2. Hampton has been designated the home team for tonight's game.
Number 5, Sierra Olson. Number 12, Ebony Holloman.
Ebony Holloman preceded by Clara Alston. Tara Irons, number 32. Who did he say?
Number 44, Sarah Stevens.
Sarah Stevens, number 44.
Number 45, Tiana Blunt.
Tiana Blunt, number 45.
And number 50, Jamie Perry.
And we don't have her on my roster, number 50. And we forgot Jennifer Plymouth, number 35.
Alicia Morris, number 55, introduced first as one of the starters. Cece Bozeman, number 33.
Just a freshman, Tim.
Jasmine Artis, a sophomore. A lot of underclassmen on this team. Siobhan Earp, just a junior, Peninsula District Player of the Year. And the final introduced player is Toya Johnson. She is a junior. So if I understand, if my math works here, Alicia Morris is the only graduating player from the starting five.
From the starting five, you're right. Absolutely.
All right, there you see the starters for tonight's game. David Six, of course, great coach over at Hampton, has done just a terrific job. And
do we get to talk about the Zebras yet?
I'm just about ready to. We have for your entertainment tonight. The three blind mice will be Jim Smith and Dennis Nixon of the Southeastern Officials Association. And the Peninsula will be represented by Mark Sutton.
He's the one with the ball.
And we have taken care of all of the preliminaries, I do believe. Going to remember Hampton, I haven't seen Deep Creek before, but we know Hampton's defense has been a key to their success this year. Their harassing, pressing defense. So we'll see if the Hornets can handle it. Only jump ball of the game is tapped and controlled by the Lady Crabbers. Stolen.
Bad pass right off the bat.
Cynthia Jordan stole the ball for the Hornets.
And Hampton in their zone, and they'll trap in that zone.
That's Kofer in the corner. She is trapped. 5 count being called off. They got it out of the corner for the violation.
Well, I don't know how she got through with 5 minutes. That was real short.
5 seconds. And we've got contact underneath. And a foul has been called.
And that looks like it's on Cece Bozeman.
So Bozeman will pick up the foul.
Well, one thing you'll notice about Sixers teams, they're very aggressive on defense because it really helps their offense.
8-minute quarters in high school basketball. There is no shot clock, so there's no need for a shot to be taken before you're ready to take it.
Well, Alicia Morris got a block the first time that Ashley Johnson went up for the shot. Let's see what kind of defense. The Creek looks like they're going to also play in the zone, a 1-3-1 zone. A little different look than what Hampton does. See if they'll trap. They don't look like they're going to trap out of it.
Bozeman, Johnson. Now Earp finally gets a touch. Open for the jumper. Good.
Three-pointer.
Toya Johnson just outside the line hits the three. And Hampton is up 3-1. 6:55 left here in the first period, just underway from Churchland High School. This is Jordan. Now she swings the ball on the near side to Perry and stolen in the middle.
Well, she actually was passing the ball, Tim, to number 30, Brandy Coffer, but Brandy was making a cut through.
Earp blocked, but got the loose ball back and put it in.
And you see why she's a player of the year in the Peninsula District, Tim. Got the ball blocked, but didn't stop her. Went back and got it and put it in.
5-1 Hampton. Deep Creek wants to work the ball inside. But again, Alicia Morris and her great height causing them some problems.
Sure, and they're not looking to get it into Johnson.
They do get it inside, and contact made, no foul. Loose ball is picked up by the Creek.
By the Creek? Did it get wet?
Yep, that's what you call them. I figured that's what they're called.
I liked it.
Or the Hornets, whichever you prefer. They'd like to work on Alicia Morris. They'd love to get her in some foul trouble. Three-point attempt is off the mark. Rebound good. on the stick back by Brandy Kofer. So
She
good
did.
offensive bound on the play.
She went right over the top of C.C. Bozeman to get that ball. They're playing a box in one, Tim, or a triangle in one, two. They're actually playing man-to-man on number 20. And on
Artis has it blocked, but it was out of bounds. It'll belong to the Hampton Crabbers.
looks like they're, well, I know they got them playing man-to-man on Siobhan Earp, which is kind of smart. You don't want to let her get the ball.
30-second timeout has been called by Hampton. Get a chance to watch a replay of some of that previous action.
This is where she
Gilmore.
got the ball blocked, but it was out of bounds. Some of the crowd we've got.
5:13 left in the first period. Hampton up by 2 points. But yep, you're absolutely right. There's two advantages to winning this game. One is you get to be basically home, if you will. You don't have to travel much. And the other is the higher seating. So, and you ask, well, what does that mean? And you saw the table for a moment. You might have seen Marty O'Brien there from the Daily Press, one of the
Is that another guy that slipped you a little money because you mentioned his name?
No, you're the one that gets all the money slipped.
Yeah, well, that's just from Ronnie Staten.
All right, the Crabbers will keep. Siobhan Earp will inbound. Toya Johnson for Earp. Earp has terrific quickness. If you have not seen this young lady, she's a joy to watch. Morris got the loose ball but couldn't hold on to it, but it was
Oh, it
kicked
looked
out of
like it
bounds.
bounced off of Johnson,
It
but
did.
they said no, it was out of bounds off of Alicia Morris.
Looked like it might have gone off of a Deep Creek player's leg, but that's not the call. So the Creek now will bring it up with a chance to tie or perhaps go ahead. Very deliberate on offense. They haven't quite figured out how they're going to work this ball inside. That's one way to do it. Good penetration and feed out to the side, but it's...
You notice what Alicia
by Earp.
Morris does, Tim, she just puts her arms up, does not slap at the ball, and she's not drawing any fouls because of that. Good job.
This is Morris down low, kicks it back outside, three-point attempt, good!
Bozeman, you can't let it. She gets hot.
So the Crabbers with two triples here early, and the lead is back up to 5. Hampton showing some of their outside shooting prowess. Started to say about Earp, though, she is just so quick. She will drive on you in a heartbeat, and she can shoot the ball. This is Jordan with the ball. Left side for Perry. They work it down low, got it down low, but didn't work. Offensive board, and the Creek had it, but tipped it out, and it's controlled by Jasmine Artis of Hampton.
Again, just the presence of Alicia Morris, and it changes the flight of the ball.
Bozeman tries to get it to Artis, and Artis has it stolen. Foot race, and Perry will get the easy bucket. So the steal results in the easy basket for Angela Perry, and Deep Creek is back within 3, 8-5.
Well, Angela Perry shows tremendous quickness.
Morris gives to Artis, rather. This is Earp, and she'll just fire it up from 3. That's well short. Not a good shot. She was indecisive, and that's why I think that ended up being a bad shot. Shot on the run is no good, but a foul has been called.
Well, and that was a good job that time of Alicia Morris telling her players that the ball was coming down because nobody was picking up the ball.
Foul is on Morris. That's her first. The team's second.
It shouldn't have been on Morris. Did he call it on Morris?
I could not see.
No, it had to be on Bozeman, Tim,
Bozeman?
and that should be 2 on her.
We'll wait for a clarification on that.
Yeah, could she come out?
I think you're right about Bozeman. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for Jordan. And it's a 2-point ball game. I was blocked out, Bob, and I assumed that it was Morris that got the foul, but Bozeman apparently did get the call.
They're playing the man now, the Creek is.
In her place has come Jennifer Plymouth. Johnson to Artis. Artis has had a little difficulty holding on to the ball. Now Earp comes way outside. Double teamed for a moment. Earp now, the count starts. Artis Johnson. Johnson spins and it was double team, had it knocked away. Back come Deep Creek with a chance to tie or go ahead. And a pass inside is knocked out of bounds by the very quick Siobhan Earp. I see David Six on the sidelines yelling instructions and working the officials.
But Grossman comes back in and he takes Jasmine Artis out.
Scoreboard here has the ability to tell us the players called for the foul, but has not been registering it, so we'll try and keep track of it as best we can. That's a three-point attempt off the rim. Easy rebound, stick back in. You got to block out better than that. Randy Cofer just left wide open to rebound the ball and put it in. No one blocked her out. And that'll drive David Six into a frenzy, I'm sure. Haven't gotten the ball to Morris but one time so far. And now they finally do, and Morris puts it up and in and fouls.
Her being left-handed, Tim, coming on that side of the basket, if you don't grab her, she's going to draw the foul in the basket. Had a great game in the semifinals.
Ashley Johnson is whistled down for the foul. That's her first. And Morris will be at the free throw line with an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. The big left-hander puts it up, and it's short. So Morris unable to get the free throw. And back come the Hornets now, down by 2. 1:40 remaining in the first period. Hampton 10, Deep Creek 8. Eastern Regional Championship on the line tonight. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz bringing you the contest from Churchland High School.
Very methodical.
Well, that defense is causing them that problem.
Oh,
and
nice
Morris,
job that time with Morris.
good job of tying up the ball, and now we've got a jump ball, and a possession arrow will give it over to Deep Creek.
Yeah, but I don't understand how he could call a foul when the players had him blocked out.
Well, the foul wasn't called. It was just a jump ball.
Yeah, but you got to see two
Nice
people
steal.
go.
Johnson with the steal. Got a 2-on-1. This is left side, up and in.
All right, nice pass.
Oh, that was a no-look pass to Jennifer Plymouth.
She knew she was coming down, but a great catch by Jennifer Plymouth.
Yeah, give her credit, because that was a real tough ball to handle.
And it was quick and very short distance.
That's like standing 2 feet from you and say, here, catch, on the dead run. Good job by Plymouth. Hampton by 4. Air ball put up and saved on the baseline. Who's going to get it? And they'll say it still belongs to the Hornets. 42 ticks of the clock.
But if they'd left the ball alone, Hampton would have had it instead of trying to save it. But you don't know whether one of your players had touched it or not.
Double team the ball and a jump ball.
Good job. Good job by Toya Johnson, Tim.
Quick count, I will say. If that was 5 seconds, he went 1-3-5.
Well, no, it wasn't 5-second call. She actually had a hold of the ball. I don't think they called a 5-second count.
I got to get this one official to get out of my way. I can't see.
You noticed that? Huh?
All right, a little more than half a
Scotty
minute.
would tell you, watch the monitor.
I'm doing that too. Earp in the lane, put it up too strong, but the rebound comes out to Bozeman. Now Earp will try again, no good. And we've got contact inside. I think we're going to call Morris for pushing off. Yep, that is the call. So Morris does pick up the foul. That's her first. We're down to 20 seconds. Deep Creek can try for the last shot. They do have a 10-second timeline, which they do get it across.
He just did.
Yeah, I know. You can be deliberate, but you've got to get it across that 10-second line.
I saw that in the college basketball. I don't know if you saw that, but the guy was just bringing it up.
Oh, my.
Whoa!
Looky what I got. Cynthia Jordan at the buzzer threw up a prayer and it got answered. And after one period, it's Deep Creek 11 and Hampton 12.
And then one of the officials got the ball. The ball's laying over here to the side. Tim, Zooms is giving an award to the senior basketball player in each one of the teams this year as we watch the replay, who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. That'll be in March this month. In fact, it's the third Wednesday of this month. I don't know what the date is. We want to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continued support of WHCS and our student athletes. From the Hampton Crabbers, we have number 4, Carlos Campbell and Tiana Blunt. From Kecoughtan, Jerome Kennedy and Michelle Burt. From Phoebus High School, Travis Reed and Aubrey Taylor. And from Bethel High School, Philip Ward and Tamisha Augustin. Congratulations to those young people. They will pick up a nice-looking plaque at the school board meeting.
Well, Hampton dominated the first period, but comes away with only a 1-point lead as a result of the last-second three-pointer put up by the young lady with the ball, Cynthia Jordan. So the Creek will get the ball to start, down by 1 point. Each team with identical win-loss records for the season.
But one of those losses to Hampton came at the hands of this team.
And that was, of course, early in December. And I heard David in your conversation say this is a different Hampton team. Three-point attempt is up and good again. So Jordan hits 2 threes in a row and gives her team a 2-point lead.
Is that their first lead?
I believe it is. Bozeman will try a three off the mark. Rebounded by Plymouth, no good. Got her own rebound, put it back up, still no good. And finally controlled by Ashley Johnson. Jennifer Plymouth playing real tall inside. Got two offensive boards, but couldn't get it to go down. So
Tim, she's only 5'6".
Yeah, she's one of the smaller players on the floor. I love to see the small players rebound.
They're going to hold the ball and make Hampton come out of that zone.
Yep. With the lead, they are entitled to do that, and the Crabbers do respond. Johnson came out. Jordan dishes, doesn't go. Shot no good. Battle for the ball, and Bozeman comes up with it for Hampton. Hampton down by a bucket. Johnson following Morris. Dishes right side. Tried to get it down low. Ball is loose on the floor. Scramble for the ball. Morris got it. Feeds it to Bozeman. Needs to get out of the lane and does. Now Bozeman will try the three. No good. Not a good shot selection, but Plymouth, the turnaround, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. They say it belongs to Hampton.
I tell you, Hampton's getting a lot of looks at the basket, but you got to be impressed with the way Jennifer Plymouth is rebounding.
Back in the ball game is Jasmine Artis coming in for C.C. Bozeman. Siobhan Earp will trigger. She's been a relatively quiet factor here, and she's usually one of the key components to this Hampton offense. Shot is off the mark. Hornets won a fast break. Jordan got it up, didn't get the basket, but drew the foul.
And that's one of the cases where the coach over at Hampton says, wait a minute, she turned into the defensive player. But the officials looks at it different. He says, no, she got him on the arm.
So Jordan will go to the free throw line. Foul is charged to Jasmine Artis. There you see David Six again working the officials, letting them know gently but firmly that he didn't appreciate or agree with the call. Watch the replay here, see if you can see how this was. And again, I agree with you, Bob. She jumped into the defender.
She initiated the contact, which should be no call.
Or an offensive,
no call would have been great.
Yeah, I think that would have been the better call, or at least an offensive foul. In any event, the Creek now has come up with, let's see, they had 8 straight points, 8 unanswered points. Working down low for Morris, the left-hander, no good. So Morris can't connect. And harassing all the way down the court is Plymouth. And they're going to give her the foul. So that's the 5th team foul, a non-shooting foul, and David Six.
And he's got a right to be upset. There's only been 1 foul called against the Creek.
Well, I've seen some pretty obvious calls here so far, and that one was a good call, I thought. I thought she was definitely making contact and should have backed off a little bit. Ashley Johnson's pass out to Angela Perry. Perry dishes off. Johnson should have been charged for foul, and she did. So that'll be the second on Ashley Johnson. And the offensive foul will give the ball to the Crabbers, down by 4. Winner of this game hosts next Saturday night, the 10th of March, right here. Loser will travel to Richmond and play at 6 o'clock on the same day, same time. Shot up by Artis is off the mark, and they say Hampton knocked it out.
Off of Plymouth. Plymouth going for the ball. Good hustle by Jennifer Plymouth.
I think they need to work the ball in a little bit. They're really not working the ball that much. You know, they're kind of taking some shots without utilizing Alicia Morris's superior height. Lead pass is off the mark, as it was kind of a looping pass intended for Brandy Kofer, but she couldn't get to it, and it goes out of bounds to Hampton.
We want to thank Bill Strickland, the facility manager, and Jim Sherrill, the regional director, in their help with having our crew been able to get over here and get set up for this ball game.
Gilmore, excuse me, Artis. I want to call her Gilmore for some reason. There's an Artis Gilmore. Morris lost her footing, and fortunately for Hampton, the Hornets last touched it out of bounds. Jasmine Artis will change her name. Inbounds to Morris. Earp is open. Has excellent quickness. There you saw it, and shot won't go down. Bozeman with the offensive board, drives the lane, puts it in.
That's a good move by C.C. Bozeman. For just a freshman, Tim, she really shows a lot of maturity on the basketball court.
She's going to be real good down
But
the road.
nobody got back for Hampton, and Randy Kofer wide open under the basket.
That's the second time she's had an easy layup with no contention, and you just can't do that. Can't do that against a bad team, but you certainly can't do it against a good team. Steal by the Creek. They have the break. And shot doesn't go. Jordan, and a loose ball controlled by Johnson.
Oh, I know she feels bad about that.
Had a 3 on nobody. Hampton a little slow to get back on defense a couple of times tonight.
Well, that time they were just out of position.
Bad pass. Johnson off the glass and in. Angela Perry makes them pay.
Angela Perry has been a thorn in their side defensively tonight.
But they've been doing some bad passing too,
Yep.
Bob. It's not all about the defense. I got to tell you, I'm not overly impressed with their defense. It's not that aggressive. But the Crabbers have just given the ball away. Off the glass, Jasmine Artis for 2. 20-16 with 3:08 to go in the half. Just getting it across the 10-second line. Interesting that the Hornets take that much time to get it up the court to the timeline. Kind of pressing the issue. This is Perry down low, and shot won't go. Johnson had good position. Morris knocked it out of bounds.
Well, Morris went over to help defensively and did a great job of getting back to get a piece of the ball.
Danielle Artis from Deep Creek will replace Ashley Johnson. And again, wow, that was lucky because, again, nobody covering the player on the inbound.
Yeah, everybody on Hampton was on the other side.
So a couple of lapses in the defense for the Crabbers here, and they find themselves down by 4 points. Bozeman is guarding Jordan. Now Jordan will kick it outside here, and the Hornets will reset. Jordan any further back, she'll be on the other side of the timeline. Official counting the 5 count, and just got it away at the 4 count. Perry bumped hard by Earp, and Earp clearly committed the foul.
Yeah, she initiated the contact, and that's what you look for, who initiates the contact.
She turned around to the official, wanted to protest it. Fortunately for her, she did not, but for 2 reasons. One was she had no case, and secondly, she could have gotten the big T, so was quick to hold her temper. Deep Creek now will be in the bonus for the balance of the half with 2 minutes remaining in it. Shot from deep outside is good by Kofer. She hits the 3-pointer. Well, they give her 2.
No, she was inside the line.
They give her a 2. Hard to see the line here. Bozeman just loses out of bounds.
Boy, Hampton just looks like they're self-destructing.
They look very lackadaisical. And the score indicates that as they find themselves down by 6. They really just haven't been outplayed that much. But they've only scored 4 points here in the second period, and we're down to the 1.5-minute mark. And that defense has not been aggressive. Loose ball and tipped out.
And Hampton is just like, what loose ball?
Yeah.
They just don't look like they're in the game.
Well, in all fairness, you get to this level and you've got the quarterfinals of the state in your pocket. You sometimes have motivational problems, although I doubt if that's the issue. Davis 6 isn't going to allow that to be the case. Down to 1:03 now. Hampton down by 6. Earp drives, shot is short, and no other Crabber got down the court. We had 4 Crabbers at midcourt.
And contact, no foul either way.
But more importantly, when she took that shot, 4 Crabbers were at the timeline.
And 4 Deep Creek were underneath the ball,
Yeah.
underneath the basket.
You're not going to get, unless you're a great shot and you hit 80% of your shots, that's not the way to play. Hampton down by 6. A lot of time left in this game. I'm not trying to do doom and gloom here, but I'm just not seeing much spark on the Hampton side.
Well, that's right now. Deep Creek saying we're going to take the last shot. They figure the worst scenario, we're going to be up 6 going into the halftime.
Almost stolen by Bozeman. In fact, they say Bozeman knocked it out off of a Deep Creek player. So Hampton, with 20 seconds remaining, will have a chance for themselves to get the last shot. Just haven't seen that aggressiveness that we see so often with Hampton. The overplaying of the ball and the double teaming and the hustle. Johnson, guarded by her like number Perry. Earp is open for 3, in and out, no luck. And with 7 seconds to go, Hornets, don't foul her, let her take the shot. And she does, and the buzzer will sound, ending the first half. So a very poor second quarter for the Crabbers, just 4 points, while Deep Creek is consistent with 11 in each of the first 2 quarters. And at halftime is Deep Creek 22, Hampton 16. We'll return to Churchland High School for the third period of action after this brief timeout. Back here at Churchland High School, there you see the score at halftime. Your statistics, at least for these individual scoring. For Hampton, they were paced by C.C. Bozeman with 5 points. She had a 3 and a deuce. 3 points for Toya Johnson on a 3-pointer. 2 points for Jasmine Artis on a basket. Same for Siobhan Earp. And the same for Jennifer Plymouth. And Alicia Morris had 2 points and missed her only opportunity at the free throw line. Hampton 0 for 1 at the free throw line in the first half. For the Hornets of Deep Creek, they were paced by Cynthia Jordan, who had back-to-back 3-pointers, one at the very end of the first period and the one at the beginning. Also had 3 of 4 free throws to a total 9 points in the first half. 8 points for Brandy Kofer on 4 2-pointers. 4 points for Angela Perry on a pair of baskets, and 1 point for Ashley Johnson on 1 of 2 free throws. The Hornets hit 4 out of 6 from the free throw line, and they were charged with 2 fouls as a team, as the Crabbers were whistled down for 6. And there we are.
There we go. Who's got? We got just one gal from Hampton's got two fouls. Bozeman, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the ball will be Hampton's to start the second half. And Johnson will be picked up by Perry.
He's still playing her man-to-man.
Artis open, feeds to Morris, kicks it back outside. Bozeman for 3, no good. And rebound by Earp. Earp will follow strong on the shot. Got her own rebound again. Put it up and in.
Three shots, but I thought Alicia Moore should have taken the shot, Tim.
Yeah.
She was right there.
She never intended to take the shot. She was going to feed it back outside. Morris tips it and is taken by Johnson. So the Crabbers get a basket and a defensive board. Had 3 offensive rebounds at the other end. That was more like I'm used to seeing Hampton. Here's Morris wide open, didn't get the basket and drew the foul on the follow.
Yeah. She's got to learn to use that right hand when she gets on that side of the basket. Great pass.
Cynthia Jordan called for the foul. That's just the 3rd in the entire game called against the Hornets. But I think the officials have called a good game.
Oh, I think they have too.
especially the guy that slipped me to 20.
Was that young man that come over here and talked a minute ago? I got it on tape.
Morris with a chance now to cut that margin down. Hits the first free throw. Basically shut out in the first half with just 2 points. There you see the time remaining in the third period and the score. And that one's in and out. So Morris with 1 out of 2. And the lead is 3 for the Creek. Nice block underneath by Morris, and loose ball picked up by Earp.
Morris is doing it. I'm just impressed with her defense, blocking the shots. She's got about 3 or 4.
Bozeman open for 3. Got it. So Bozeman hits her second 3 of the ball game.
Well, already they have made more points this quarter than they made the whole second quarter.
That is absolutely true. And they've outscored Deep Creek now 6-0. Picked up the defense a little bit as well, I'm sure. And there you see traveling.
Well,
you know David Six.
Were they down? Are they down 6 points to coming into this half, and then boom, boom, boom.
What I started to say was, you know, David Six didn't go into the locker room and say, ladies, we're not playing very well.
No, he didn't. Tim, we'll talk a little bit about our crew tonight. On the cameras, we got Ron Baton on the sideline, Susan Bowers and Nathaniel Braxton up in the stands. Our engineer is Don Scharouse. Graphics and audio, Andy Foley. On instant replay, Andre Mattingly. And our director, big guy, Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers.
The daddy of the lady you see in your picture.
You didn't get a chance to see the presentation that WHCS put on at the school board meeting this last. Tim, awesome.
Well, I heard it was, and
good.
that's why I asked Mr. Bowers to generate a copy for me.
That's really came out good. And it showed you and me back in '86, Tim, and I didn't even recognize you. No beard, but what you did have was black.
Yeah, and a few extra pounds.
And you talk about extra, both of us. Yeah, but it was rather interesting to see that.
4-3, no good by Earp. Battled underneath. Bozeman with a stick back.
The reason Bozeman got that is because Alicia Morris got a hand on it. She tipped the ball, and that's why CC ended up with it.
I know. Yeah, I don't know whether Earp knew that, but she took that three-point attempt from the NBA three-point line. The black line is the NBA. See it in the middle of your picture there. The high school and college three-point line is that orange line, and she's taking that three-pointer from behind there. Here's Earp again. Good quick move, jumper, just won't go for her.
She is just having a horrendous night shooting the ball.
Now she's getting the shots, but they're just not dropping. Jordan with Hampton on top now by 2 as they've outscored Deep Creek 8-0 here in the third period. And again, they're playing that zone defense. This is Jordan. Wants to go inside, but Morris is there to prevent the indoor pass. Jordan picked up by Johnson now. Count begins. Dish left side. Perry is open for 3 and got it.
Oh, nice shot.
Angela Perry gives the Hornets a 1-point lead. Bozeman was open, decided not to take the shot. Morris working on her like number, doesn't get it. Siobhan Earp aggressively to the ball, jump ball on the tie-up, and possession arrow will give it over to the Creek. And we got substitutions now for Deep Creek. Number 34, Teresa Johnson, is going to come in for Dawn Newsom. So Deep Creek will bring it up, leading by 1 point. Their only score here in the third period, a 3-point shot moments ago by Angela Perry.
Hampton extending their defense a little bit.
Almost got burned, as if Ashley Johnson had any quickness, she would have already scored and went on her way back down the court. She was wide open and failed to act on it. She's open again, but Morris is there quicker this time. Again, that zone of Hampton moving with the ball. They get it down to Johnson. Johnson drives on Morris and put it up and in.
Nice move. Nice move.
Johnson did a good job of evading the taller Morris, who can block the shots. Morris calling for the ball on the lead. Now backs out. Artis, Johnson. Right in front of our broadcast position. 3:53 to go in the third period. Deep Creek by 3. Johnson was open, now moves and has a block nicely from behind by Jordan. And a 1-on-2 off the glass by Perry. Nice play.
You got to be impressed with the Deep Creek girls that when they get the ball, Tim, they go hard to the basket. And they've shown a lot of speed.
And they have erased the Hampton lead and regained the 5-point difference that they actually had a 6-point lead earlier. But now it's 5, and Morris has it stolen, double team. Good defense by the Hornets.
There was a nice lead pass into it. She turned around, she was double teamed and had the ball stripped.
3 minutes to go in the third period. Deep Creek with the ball and a 5-point lead. We've got timeout called by Coach Etheridge, and I think he called the timeout before a 5-second violation could be called.
If he hadn't, they're very close to a 5-second violation.
Well, again, Zooms is one of our sponsors tonight. I want to talk about all the fine products that they have over at Zooms.
They got anything to eat?
Oh, man, they got plenty to eat. They got, first of all, got a premium Citgo gas, regular and plus, of course. Then they have your Beantown coffee. You got your Krispy Kreme donuts. You got your homemade pizza. You got your potato wedges. You got all kinds of goodies to go in the tummy. And I could use some right now. Need a little refueling. But Zooms, David Allen and the fine folks at Zooms, we truly appreciate their support of high school sports here on Channel 46.
Oh, we do that. And Tim, we will pick a player of the game from the Hampton Grabbers tonight. The player receive a plaque and a shirt. Plaque comes from Engraving Inc. They're located at Tab Square on Route 17. For all your engraving needs, contact Jim at 596-8850. The shirt comes from Islander Sporting Goods located in Pocosin. They can meet all your sports needs with a full line of athletic goods, both team and individual, equipment, uniforms, plus screen printing. Call Dave Chubb, 868-8467. John Roberts is the owner.
Deep Creek will have the ball, leading by 5. 2:45 left in the third period. Hampton led by 1 point after one period, and then trailed by 6 at halftime.
That could have been backcourt. Oh, that
You're
could have been
confusing the
double
lines.
good.
Yep. Working into Johnson. Dishes it outside. Jumper off the front of the rim. And then a foul.
Man,
Artis was hammered.
She was hammered. Yeah.
Foul is called against Angela Perry.
I know young Miss Artis thinking, did you get the number of that bus?
I'm telling you. She got hit right in the chops, but to her credit, hung in there. Earp. Outside for Johnson. Now back to Earp. Done a good job of shutting down Siobhan Earp. She's had a tough night shooting, and that night continues. Morris knocks it loose. Wants to get it over for Siobhan Earp. Johnson will hit the 3. No, yes, he got it.
Well, that gets you back in the game quick.
Just 2 points. And they're taking these 3-point shots because the orange line is hard to pick up. I don't think if I were a player, I'd care for that orange line. Nice feed down low. Randy Kofer.
Hampton Grabbers, nobody looked at the people underneath the basket.
Kofer has 3 of those baskets tonight where she's been totally uncontested. Bozeman will try the 3. Off the rim, no good. Got her own rebound. Good follow. Johnson looking inside. Now kicks it out for Artis. This will be a 3-pointer in and out. Morris chases it down, pushed off, didn't get the call. Crowd yelling for it, and that would have been a good call. She clearly appeared to push off. Artis will drive, tries to get the ball to Morris, and foul is called.
That was not a good pass, but she went for the ball, and when she did, she took out the defensive player.
Artis comes out of the ball game for Hampton. And we've got a momentary stoppage here as they're going to ask the defenders to give more room. So in the game now is Jennifer Plymouth, who had a real fine first half. And a foul on Earp. That'll be her second.
Hampton is really putting a lot of pressure on Cynthia Jordan. That's who they want to get the ball to. They're double teaming her, not putting anybody on the gal bringing the ball inbounds.
Game same defensive setup here. They get it to Johnson. So Deep Creek up by 4 in the lane, and we got a foul called.
Jennifer Plymouth, yeah.
Plymouth called for the foul. So quickly 3 team fouls after Hampton had gone almost the entire third period without any fouls. They pick up 3 quick ones, and again, they now have 3 team versus 2 called against Deep Creek, and at the free throw line is Cynthia Jordan. She is 3 out of 4 on the night.
Got nice form.
And she hits. She had 9 points in the first half and adds her 1 point so far here to give herself double digits for the night.
But Tim, she's got a few assists tonight too.
And she is perfect on both. So she's hit 4 in a row, 5 out of the 6, and the lead is back up to the original halftime lead of 6. Johnson gives to Bozeman, to Plymouth. Bozeman is open. She'll try the 3. It's long. And last touch by Earp. So the Creek will get it with 38 seconds to go in the half and a chance to add to their 6-point lead. You saw kneeling on him just a moment ago, Coach Etheridge of Deep Creek. Plenty of time, 25 seconds, and again, no shot clock, so the Creek does not have to shoot it. Jordan will drive, dish to Johnson, wide open.
Nobody is picking up Johnson or anybody needs the basket.
And now we got nobody back for Hampton to receive the inbounds pass. They're just not playing like Hampton can. And they get 1 second on the buzzer, rather on the clock as the buzzer sounds.
And it's very uncharacteristic of the Hampton Crabbers, Tim. Are not aware of what's going on. Not like a David 16.
They started off strong, scored 8-0 in the early part of the third period, and then basically went to sleep because they only scored 3 more points, while Deep Creek started out, as I said, on the wrong end of 8-0, ended up outscoring Hampton 13-11 in the third period. You don't want to be overly critical, and it's hard. I've seen this. Bob, you and I have covered these games for 20-odd years, and it seems like it's hard for the teams to get motivated for the championship game because they know they've made it to state. And I know the difference here is Deep Creek is playing better. Are they that much better a team? I don't know that they are.
Right now they are.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they are executing their offense just what they want to do. Cynthia Jordan is driving down the lane. The Hampton Crabbers pick her up. She hits somebody breaking to the basket. Boom.
I can identify 4 baskets in this first 3 periods where uncontested layups were shot by Deep Creek because no one was defending them.
And there was somebody else that almost had one.
Yep.
Had a 4 on or 3 on nobody and missed the layup.
And blew the layup. So the defense for Hampton, if they're going to advance further than this round, is going to have to get better. Bozeman with her 3rd 3-pointer of the night. And almost stolen by Earp. She says, I stole it. And the referee says, no, you didn't. The lead is 5. So Hampton now, for the first time, applying some good full court pressure. And we got a foul called. David Six says, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's saying, you know, let the girls play. Quit blowing the whistle.
I believe that one was called against Bozeman. That would be her 3rd. Again, the scoreboard not giving us much help in that area. I'm trying to pick up Bill Nettles' call, but having some difficulty. Deep Creek by 5 and the ball. Hampton's moved to a man-to-man defense. Almost caused a turnover. Perry got it back and away from the ball. We've got a player shake it up, I believe. That's Johnson, who
and that could be detrimental. I think Hampton was getting ready to steal the ball, but that happens. If she's going to usually have to come out. But evidently he's not. The officials making sure that everything's okay.
Well, officials want to make certain the players are not hurt, and commend them for that. It turned out to be a bit of a disadvantage, and Earp just got her arm tangled up with the ball handler and picked up her 3rd foul. That's the 5th team foul, so Hampton went from none to 5 in about 2.5 minutes. Jordan guarded by Earp. Officials letting a little contact go that time. And now they'll call it.
Oh, man!
Earp called for her 4th. 16 foul. It would be non-shooting, but from this point on, for the next 6:51, Deep Creek will have the bonus. And Earp will have to be very cautious now with 4 fouls. Deep Creek by 5. Oh, nice block by Johnson. Little Toya Johnson got a hand on the ball.
Terrible call.
That was a terrible call.
Terrible
David
call.
6 says so, and half the crowd says so. My goodness.
Terrible call.
Never moved her feet.
She comes down with a pivot foot. The other one comes down, and he calls travel. I don't understand that call.
Well, nonetheless, the ball goes over to the Creek.
After a great block.
Yeah. They say these things all even out.
Well, Hampton's going to have to get some more calls somewhere.
Johnson, good job of tying up the ball and got it loose. Plymouth drives too strong.
And the Crabbers too far under the basket to rebound.
Crabbers need to be a little more methodical in how they do that. A little bit out of control on that one. They could have gotten 2, and that would have been a big basket. Jumper short, and Earp, interestingly, blocking out, did not move toward the ball. Fortunately for her, the ball came to her. 5:23 left in the 4th period. Hampton with the ball down by 5. Hasn't been any scoring by either team here for the last couple of moments. Team foul situation, Hampton with 6. Deep Creek with just 2. Bozeman. Plymouth wants to go down low for Morris. Morris with the move, too strong. Jordan got the rebound.
Yeah, and she really is shooting the ball with too much adrenaline flowing, I think.
And we've got a timeout called, I believe, by Deep Creek.
30-second timeout.
Tim, I look on the board and I see 2 fouls against Deep Creek. How many did they get the first half was called? 2. They've had 4 fouls called on them. The Crabbers have had 12. Not saying the Crabbers have not committed 12, but you got to wonder, there not some fouls somewhere that weren't called for against the Creek. Menchville coach.
While we have a moment, I want to mention that this 4th quarter brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where the manager is Nancy Staten. They are conveniently located at Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue in Hampton. For a tour of their facility, please stop by or call them at 827-4670. Parklawn Wood Funeral Home. Let's see if we can pick up this play where they called the travel. Well, she never moved her left foot, which was her pivot foot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Scotty. Great job of showing us the replay on that. I think a case can be made for what walk? Double teaming the ball. Hampton knows now they need to step up the defense. Got a player wide open underneath. Morris looked like she blocked it cleanly, but foul was called.
The Southeastern is taking over.
Looks like she got the ball, but apparently got more than that. So the foul called against Morris. Get a chance to watch the replay as you look at the live action here. The free throw is good by Kofer. Here's the replay. See if you can see the foul here. Oh, she got all ball.
Well, we do have the advantage of the replay.
Well,
and with our angle, all fairness to the official, there may have been body contact.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was right on top of the play. He was right next to it, and to his credit, he did have a better look at it than we did. Lead is 7, as you see. Time becoming a factor now. 4:20 left. Three-point attempt by Bozeman is off the mark. You live by the three-point, you will die by the three-point. Alicia Morris has 3 points in the entire game, and they've not capitalized on the ability to get the ball down low for her. Jordan dishes underneath in. Nice play by Randy Kofer. Brandy, I should say. And then a foul called on the inbounds pass. That'll be called against Jordan. What'd you do to our picture here, Bob?
I don't know. It just decided it wanted to roll.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
I can't see with this.
There you go. Now it's done.
I don't know what I did.
You stared at it. Hampton down by 9. Their biggest deficit of the ball game. Plymouth is left open. She'll shoot as partially blocked. And Deep Creek lost it out of bounds. It'll be still belonging to Hampton.
Johnson and Kofer both were fighting for the ball underneath the basket for the Creek.
Well, we do need to think about a player of the game as we are down to the 3:36 mark in the contest. And Hampton trailing by 9 points. They've scored just 3 here in the fourth period. Candidates for that player of the game, we got Toya Johnson, who has 4 points. Excuse me, 6 points rather. You got CeCe Bozeman, who's had 3 threes and a couple of extra ones. She's got 9, 11, 13 points. Alicia Morris.
Yeah, good shot of one of our more active players.
Baby shot number what do we got there? So we will be picking a player of the game, but we'll let you know who that is momentarily. So Hampton's going to need a stellar comeback, if you will, to rebound from a 9-point deficit with 3:36 remaining. But you know what? If you're Hampton, you say, okay, if you got to lose a game in the next couple of weeks, this is the game you lose.
This is the only game you lose.
This is the only game you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Because neither team is eliminated by a loss tonight. And a good job of almost stealing the ball by Jordan as she...
Boy, you got to be impressed with her.
Oh, I have been impressed.
If we're picking a player of the game from Deep Creek, she'd get my vote.
Yeah, Kofer's got more points, but she's had those easy snowbirds Kofer has. Jordan has earned her points the hard way. Earp with the ball, just 4 points on the night for Siobhan. It's been an uncharacteristic night for her. Morris with just 3 points. Earp is fouled on the way to the shot. I don't believe they'll give her the 2-point attempt. That's just the 4th team foul, and it will be a player control foul. In the ball game for Hampton now is Clara Alston, number 5. Morris has the ball down low, scores. They just haven't gone to that shot. And now we've got a stoppage of play, and
I think David Six called a timeout before they got the ball in bounds. Oh, somebody did.
well, I'm not sure what happened.
A substitute coming in, but you don't come in on a
made basket, do you?
Yeah, because the clock hadn't stopped.
Well, that was a bit odd. Let's see if we can watch the replay here and watch Morris.
And she got hacked.
Yep. But I don't quite understand that stoppage of play for substitution. So a foul has been called against Hampton, and it will be a 1-and-1. 8th team foul against the Crabbers. They're down by 7. At the free throw line will be Brandy Kofer, who is 2 for 2 at the charity stripe tonight. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's contest. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and the Channel 46 crew coming to you from Churchland High School. The final 3 minutes and 1 second in the contest. And unless changes occur rather rapidly, Hampton will find themselves on the bus to Richmond next Saturday.
Yes, they will.
Down by 8 here with just 3:01 to go. So Kofer is perfect at the free throw tonight, 4 for 4. And she's had an outstanding evening scoring for the Deep Creek Hornets. Earp can't get it to go. It's been that kind of night for her, and now when she got the rebound, they call her for traveling. David Six says, how about the fact she got knocked to the floor, and the officials having nothing to do with that question. Deep Creek does get it across the timeline. They lead by 9. Deep Creek, a very sound team. They don't make silly mistakes. They have good ball control. Siobhan Earp went for the steal and didn't come up with it. Earp's been playing now for the last 5 minutes or so with 4 fouls. And the ball goes into the backcourt, and that should be, and it is, a backcourt violation. So 9 points is the difference. 2 minutes is the time remaining.
Well, Hampton's got to score quick and stop the clock.
Quick and often. Earp, who's just been a non-factor offensively tonight, gets fouled as she drives the lane. But again, with just 4 team fouls, these are non-shooting issues. And will they say? I was going to say, are they going to say she was shooting?
No, it's out of bounds.
I didn't think so. 1:52 on the clock. Is the 15th foul, and they still have 1 more foul they can take without giving up a bonus. Get the ball into Morris. Needs some three-pointer. That's a downtown three-pointer there from Johnson. That one was taken from 5 feet beyond the NBA line. So, Bob, we need to name our player of the game for Hampton.
And I think you've got her.
I think I'm going to, with your concurrence, we're going to choose CeCe Bozeman as our player of the game. CeCe with 3 threes to keep Hampton in the game, and a pair of two-pointers. 13 points unofficially, and now a timeout has been called with 1:37 remaining, and Hampton down by 9. Not certain of our opportunities whether or not we'll be able to cover the Hampton game next week, but we will let you know, and hopefully check Channel 46 for information there. You cute little youngster in your screen. Crowd filing in here for not only this game, but the boys contest, which will be following shortly.
And it looks like Carol Mann there. Albus is, and that's Albus right behind her. Albus Mann, of course, one of the coaches for the Hampton football Crabbers. Carol Mann, principal over Lindsay Junior High, or middle school, I guess they call it now. Well, I date myself. Junior high. It was junior high when I was coaching.
That was when they had a little red school hat, right?
Everybody in the same room.
That's right. Grades 1 through 12, all in the same class. And Morris, really with no other choice, has to come out and foul Johnson. 1:33 left.
SEI.
1-1. That was a good foul because this way at least you have a chance. If she can't get the first one, you get the ball back. And unfortunately for Hampton, Deep Creek keeps it for shot number 2. They've done really well at the free throw line tonight. They've only missed 2. And they've hit 11. So they're 11 out of 13. Make that 12 out of 14. You're going to be in the upper echelon when you hit 12 out of 14.
You got that right.
Earp's three-pointer is off the mark. And they say Deep Creek touched it last before it went out. Morris will drift behind the three-point line and fire it up. No good. Loose ball, battle for. As usual, you find Siobhan Earp down there. She can't get control of it.
Well, she tried to pass it to her teammate, and it hit the leg of a defensive player and never got to her.
Toya Johnson called for the foul. That'll put Hampton over the 10 foul limit and a double bonus now, so it'll be 2 shots for the last minute and 8 seconds of this ball game. Deep Creek up by 11. And Angela Perry will try and add to that. And she, like all of her other teammates, is deadly from the charity stripe. On the night, Cynthia Jordan is 5 out of 6. Perry 1 out of 1. Kofer 4 out of 4. Make Perry now 2 out of 2. And Johnson 3 out of 4. So they're 14 out of 16 from the free throw line. Three-pointer good. Siobhan Earp. So Hampton with 5 3-pointers on the night, but just a little too late. Johnson picks up the foul.
Her second personal foul.
And again, Perry will go back to the free throw line with 2.
Angela Perry.
So Wish.
It's amazing. They are on their game tonight.
Got to be close to, if not, a tournament record for made free throw percentages. Earp is fouled. That'll only be the 6th team foul, so it'll be a player control foul.
16.
Morris will try the three-pointer, and it rattles in and out, almost went down. Johnson got the board for the Deep Creek Hornets. 40 seconds remaining. Hampton down by a dozen, and now Johnson is fouled by Johnson. That's Toya Johnson fouling Ashley Johnson. Well, we want to again thank the folks here at Churchland High School for all of their help. That's Bill Strickland, you were talking about, facility manager?
Right.
And Bill Sherrill. Jim Sherrill.
He is the regional director.
Appreciate all their help. Swish. 5 out of 6. 4 out of 6. So Johnson, Bozeman, and Earp will come out, and David Six will give a couple of the players who don't play quite as often a chance to get in. That's 44, Sarah Stevens.
Number 5, Sierra Alston.
And finally, Johnson.
45, Tiana Blunt.
Missed the free throw. And Morris is the only starter still in there, if I'm correct about that. And a bad pass is knocked off, and then Morris grabs Perry from
Well,
behind.
that wasn't a good pass. You don't go cross court on a man-to-man. That's 5 fouls for Alicia Morris.
And Morris, if it even wasn't, she probably would have come out in any event as the final starter to leave the game. 23 seconds remaining. Deep Creek with the Baker's dozen, 13-point lead. Perry will go to the free throw line.
She has not missed one, has she?
No, she has not. 18 out of 21 free throws tonight for the Creek. 19 out of 22. And she is perfect, 6 for 6. Got a three-pointer and 3 deuces.
Wow.
And quite frankly, the difference in the game is the free throws. So both teams with all subs in there now. Ball knocked out by Hampton. 9 seconds, so the agony will be brief, if you will.
Yeah, it will be brief.
But Hampton will advance to next Saturday night's game at the Vine Center in Richmond. And the horn will sound, ending this ball game. Just 8 points in the fourth period for Hampton, as they are defeated rather decisively by Deep Creek, 50-35. Our player of the game is CeCe Bozeman. And CeCe unofficially on the night, 5 points in the first half and 8 in the second half for a total of 13. So our congratulations to David Six and the ladies. Hope they advance beyond next week's game. For Bob Hintz and the entire Channel 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.